my name is Baba Tando. Let's talk sports, and we begin from the Black Stars. And ahead of the 2015 Africa Cup of Nations on January 17 in Equatorial Guinea, head coach of the team, Avram Grant, has strengthened his coaching staff with the addition of ex-Jamaican international Jamie Lawrence as a physical instructor and former Liverpool assistant fitness coach Gerard News as a video analyst. Now, the duo were last Friday officially introduced to the Minister of Youth and Sports, Mahama Yariga, by Fred Krentel, the Vice President of the Ghana Football Association. Now, joining me on phone is former Black Stars player, and he is now a coach, Reverend Osei Kofi. Hello, Reverend. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, madam.
Reverend, first of all, your impressions. Coach Avram Grant has brought in a video analyst and a physical instructor. Do you think it's good for the team? Well,
this is not the first time that a coach has brought in a video analyst. It is the duty of the FA. They do employ whoever they want to employ. So it's part of their business. And if the coach himself is interested in the video analyst, who are we to go and ask them why do they do that? So I think it is a good thing for them. That is the reason why they have brought in a video analyst and whatnot. Unfortunately, during our time when there was no video analyst, we had only one coach and one team manager. But we won the Africa Cup in 1963 and 1965 with these people. So many management members in a team, or technically, it doesn't bring in anything. Only the players who are going to work. You know, in Africa, we don't just follow everything that the white man tells us. I remember in 1972 when the Black Stars qualified for the Olympic Games in Munich, we had a German coach. And luckily for us, the system he asked us to play, we complained. He didn't understand us. We went to Romania to brush up before the Olympic Games in Munich. Our first match was against a corner beef factory, Ghana Black Stars. We were beaten 9-0 by the team during one of their trial matches. And immediately after the match, he was furious. What happened? Then I was bold enough to tell him, the system you want us to play, our strength cannot take us to that far. So if you can allow us to exhibit our brand of football for you to know what we want to say, it will help all of us. So the next match he arranged the Champion Club of Romania, which I was really afraid because a corner beef factory has beaten us 9. So what about the Champion Club of Romania? So when he allowed us to do our own thing, sister, at the end of the 90 minutes, it was goalless draw. So it was after this that the white coach understood the Ghanaian brand. Now we have a lot of coaches who are in, especially the whites. Ghana is a gifted football country. We don't train footballers. Carlos Alberto Pereira, that Brazilian technical director, was here in 1968. He told me plainly that what he has seen about Ghanaians, that we are African Brazilians, we need the technical aspect to train for 2 hours, to be able to play for 2 hours. After that, put the right person at the right position, and a Ghanaian footballer will deliver. Now, the video analysis and whatnot. Sister, we are going to Equatorial Guinea, which is a hot country. Before we embark for an acclimatization to a place, where we are going to take the competition, the weather has to be the same to where we are going to train. And what is happening? We are going to Spain, where players put on gloves before they play. From there, they are going to Equatorial Guinea. Number one, it's a failure. We have to be honest. But our brand has never coached in Africa before, so let's give him the benefit of doubt, because there is a difference between Africa and Europe.
Okay, Reverend, you made a point earlier in your submission. You said that during your time in 1962 and 65, there was no video analyst, there was no physical instructor. All you had was a coach and a team manager. But you went on to win 62 and 65. Are you then saying that with the introduction of this video analyst and physical trainer, it means that the Black Stars would have no excuse than to win the tournament in 2015?
Yeah, we are now in the modern world. If Ghana is supposed to have left all these things behind us, then we can complain. But with this technical who and the co-meaning, video analysts who the spies and whatnot, if they lose, then they don't have anything to complain about. That is exactly the question you asked. If we don't do well, we don't have any excuse because all the ingredients to prepare us for the tournament has been given. Okay,
now, Reverend Osei Kofi, my final question to you. Put yourself in the shoes of Maxwell Konadu, who over the past few years has acted as a physical trainer of the Black Stars during training. Now, Jamie Lawrence has been brought in as a physical trainer ahead of AFCON 2015. If you were in the shoes of Maxwell Konadu, how would you feel? Won't you feel a bit disgruntled, and don't you think your job would be on the line?
I'm really happy for hearing what you have just said. Who qualified the Black Stars for this tournament?
Maxwell Konadu played a major role.
If he were not good, how can he qualify the team? You know, and I was thinking because Avram Grant doesn't know the terrain of Africa, rather he was going to be a technical director to Maxwell. Who knows Ghanaian footballers very well. Avram Grant has only trained with the Asians, and that doesn't mean he knows all the Ghanaian players.
But even Asian is not part of the squad.
This is it. And that is maybe his standpoint. That's because he has trained Asian, he knows African terrain. Let me tell you this. You know, Anthony Yeboah and Abedi Pele. They were the two greatest footballers Ghana has ever produced. But there are times they couldn't win the Africa Cup of Nations and even take us to the World Cup. Why? Because of the African terrain. They were the best players in Europe, but not in Africa. So there is a big difference, and I'm happy that the knowledge that the Ghana Football Association had now, that they told Avram Grant to go and do well. So if he doesn't win the cup, you can't blame him. But I'm just wondering, as you just asked, if I were to be Maxwell Konadu, hey, his salary, because of his salary, as for Ghanaian coaches, because of what they will eat, you know, he will keep quiet and be there.
I see. Reverend Osei Kofi, the team is in Spain, and in a few days they will head to Equatorial Guinea for the tournament. What do you expect?
Anyway, as I said earlier, that let us give the benefit of the doubt to Avram Grant. He is energetic and he's hopeful that the boys are going to do well. Let's also help and pray for him. But the only one thing that I did not agree with him, where they are going to come, you know, acclimatization, going to play in Equatorial Guinea. They should have been in South Africa because nearer to Equatorial Guinea. Now it is very cold. Yesterday I watched most of the
Spanish La Liga games.
La Liga League. And most of the players were putting on this gloves. It means it's very cold there. And you buy the gloves, wear it in Spain, and then you leave it before going to Equatorial Guinea. Which of the acclimatization have you taken? You know, so
anyway,
I know Ghana. If we don't prepare well, that is when sometimes, not always, we do well in competitions. Because in 1982, I was a coach for Asante Kotoko, who gave the bulk of the national players, about 9, to qualify Ghana for Libya. After qualifying, there was no money. And Rollins was a friend to Gaddafi. So Gaddafi brought in a plane to pick us up. And we won the cup. You know, so if by God's grace things go on well for us, maybe as a GFA you have told the coach it should do well, we may do well.
Definitely. And Reverend Osei Kofi, this is my very, very final question to you. I mean, just this morning we're picking up signals from the Ministry of Youth and Sports that the issue about the appearance fees has been settled, and so it is $5,000 at each stage, so that it doesn't matter if you win the tournament or not, and it doesn't matter where you get to. Your $5,000 for the first 3 matches in the group phase is done and sealed and delivered. You think it's a step in the right direction for slashing the money down to 5,000?
Yes, I personally think it is in the right direction. Why? Because I have seen that money is not the motivating factor for the Black Stars. Why? At the World Cup, appearance fee without touching a ball, those who just wore jerseys, each player had $100,000. They couldn't even qualify
from the group stage. Yeah.
So money is not a motivating factor. I listened to Asamoah this morning. He said everything about money has been put aside, have been settled. So they don't think about money again. I was really happy that this will get them to concentrate on whatever assignment has been given to them. And I am praying for them for that. Because if you don't go after money, win the thing. And the money that you will get after winning, it will be more than even the winning bonus that we are collecting. You look at the Nigerians, 2013 in South Africa, when they won the Africa Cup. They were built houses which were not promised. So Ghanaians are ready to compensate them if they are able to win the cup. So I was happy, as Asamoah himself said, everything has been settled. So they are at peace with whatever they are going to do. So I'm happy this thing has happened before I'm planning to Equatorial Guinea.
Thank you very much, Reverend Osei Kofi, former Black Stars and Asante Kotoko player. Now, still on the Black Stars and talking about Asamoah Gyan, he says that he has set his eyes on claiming the trophy at the end of the 2015 Nations Cup. The Al Ain striker will be leading Ghana to a second straight Cup of Nations in Equatorial Guinea. Asamoah Gyan is desperate to avoid the heartbreak of South Africa 2013 and also Brazil 2014 by lifting the trophy come final match day, February 8th. Ghana have been drawn in what many consider to be the group of death. The Black Stars are in Group C against Africa's number 1 team, Algeria, Senegal and South Africa. However, Captain Asamoah Gyan is unfazed and hopes the team will sail through the group. Ghana will open its 2015 AFCON campaign on January 19 against Senegal before taking on Algeria 4 days later and then South Africa.